Who is Wishbone? Hello.
Hey,
How you doing?
good morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever.
Whatever time it is, yeah.
Exactly. What's up? How are you doing?
I'm not doing bad. I'm not doing bad at all.
Awesome.
So-
Thank you for having me.
No, honestly, thank you for being here, for just satisfying
Oh.
my need for being nosy, because I just love asking people who on earth they are. I love it. It's brilliant. I get to learn things I never would have learned before. So-
I love it. I love it.
Without further ado, as per usual, who is Wishbone?
Oh goodness, that's a tough question. I'll try to condense this as much as possible. My name is Jimmy, also known as
Okay.
Wishbone. I am a 24-year-old Israeli guy. I live in Tel Aviv. And I started streaming this year, actually, not too long ago. It's a little funny. And I day to day I work in the food industry. I'm a chef myself.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool. And I've always loved video games, so I think we'll get deeper into how I started and when I started. So I'm not gonna talk about that too much. But
Yes.
yeah, that's about me.
So, the one thing that I love asking people is, why? Why did you start streaming?
Oh, okay. This is gonna take us back around 10 years ago. Should we go
10
there?
years. Oh my god! Yeah, let's go. I'm in for it.
Okay. So it's a little less than 10 years. We're talking about more like along the edges of 9 years ago, when I was 15. So what basically happened is that 9 years ago, YouTube was a big thing. It still is, but in terms of gaming and stuff like that, YouTube was really the place to go to watch gaming and stuff like that. And Twitch was not that big of a deal back then, even though it existed, but it wasn't as filled with, it wasn't as popular as today.
Mm-hmm.
So I created a YouTube channel. At first it went through a lot of phases, changed a lot of names, but it started as Jimmy Chill, which is my full name, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then we changed to Chili Gamer, and then we changed to Jimmy Slays over the course of 6 years, where I produced content of gameplay. I started playing The Sims, Minecraft, and then branched off to a bunch of different variety games. I personally enjoy, by the way, anything that has adventure, open world, mystery, puzzles. I really enjoy. So stuff like that. But I started branching out to other games and things. And then I was like, okay, I discovered something called Twitch around, I'd say 2 or 3 years into creating content on YouTube. So I started up a Twitch channel. It was also called Jimmy Chill. And I created content on there for 1 whole year. I don't remember too much about what happened and how far I got, but I remember that I had my audience. I had the people that watch me as I kind of grew a little bit on YouTube, and those same people, the loyal people of my community, were watching my stream. So that was super cool, and the platform was quite different back then. That hence why I don't remember too much of it.
Yeah.
So after a few years, I started getting really in the industry and working on my career. I started working around 18 hours a day, 12 hours a day, fucking insane
Jesus
amounts
Christ.
of time, which left me with no choice but to actually leave content creation for that time being. Dare I mention that I actually had a cooking channel as well, which is still up.
Oh
If you
my
do
God.
some digging, you will find it. I'm not gonna post it. It's very cringy, but yeah. At 16 years of age, I was creating
see it.
cooking videos.
So bad.
You know what? Okay, I'm gonna post it in chat for y'all.
Yes.
So
See, when I actually
I
post
mean,
this on YouTube,
great.
I will be listing every single one of these links. Ah, damn it! Sorry, I've forgotten. I've got links disabled. It's fine. It's fine.
Whoa,
We'll do it
what?
after.
Yeah. Well, you can see that anyways, you yourself. So save that for
Actually,
later.
I can't.
It's called Pesca Foodies. If you look it up, you'll find it. I
No.
created some content, and at the very end, I decided to sell my content to a company called Tastemade, which is located in Los Angeles. They I was partnered with them, and at the end, I was decided to sell the whole thing and
Mhm.
just stop creating content because I really did not have a choice. I didn't have the time. I didn't have the energy because creating content. It's not.
It's
I'm
not
not
what you
saying that.
see. Yeah.
I'm not saying that Twitch isn't hard work. It is, and we'll get into that
Mhm.
later down the line in this interview. But making YouTube content is way more time consuming because it's like the filming process, the editing process, there's so much happening. Fucking insane.
Mhm.
So I didn't really have the time for it. So I decided to leave it. I was streaming for a few years, and then I left that as well. I was hardcore working on my career. I was on a reality TV show, so my
Ooh.
schedule was like super busy. And I also did a few cooking shows for local TV here in Israel, which is super nice.
That is really
So
cool.
left that altogether, and this year with COVID, and dare I say that I still have, played video games throughout this entire time that I didn't really create content. I was just like do it on my own free time.
Yeah.
Um, but during COVID here, the first lockdown that started in March in the country here, I was like, fuck, what am I gonna do with all this free time that I have? I mean, of course, I'm gonna be playing video games all day long, but maybe I should go back to start streaming.
Mm.
Um, and that's basically how it started. I decided to. I first got the courage to pick it up again with a new channel, new brand, everything new, like started from the ground up. On March 23rd of this year.
Mhm.
So we haven't really had one anniversary yet, but it's coming up. But yeah, I decided to go for it. Even though the platform has changed a lot over the years. Um,
The premise behind the
I,
work is extremely similar.
Absolutely. So I just went for it. I have the time for it, and now that things are, they're not quite back to normal, but I'm working and I have things. I have a pretty busy schedule. In real life and in my career,
Mhm.
I still manage to find time. This is part of my schedule. Streaming and creating content on Twitch, it is part of my day-to-day schedule. I take that in consideration. And it's just there. It's rock solid. I'm not going to give this up again unless, something unfortunate happens, which I hope God not. So, yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. So you've actually mentioned something there that is something that I was going to bring up later on, because you say that there's so much work that goes into this, but then there's also the YouTube side of work that is completely different, but also
True.
requires time. Now, from what I've been told, I know that there is for a 20-minute clip, not even a 20-minute, let's just say
6 minutes.
for a 6 minutes worth of YouTube content, you have to, as an absolute minimum, if you're a god, right, you can do 7 minutes worth of video. If you're a god, right? Oh,
Sorry about that.
his camera's
We're back.
down.
Yeah, camera problems. We're good.
And then on top of that, you have to add another 10 minutes worth of editing and making sure that you're happy with it. That is ideal scenario. Everything goes right. You know what you want it. You know the look you're going for. It's simple. There's nothing fancy going on. But I also know the other end of the scale. I know certain people that for 10 minutes worth of video, they shoot several hours worth of content. Then on top of those hours, you're going to have to rewatch it again to pick out the bits that you like. And then you have to edit that, which is normally 3 to 4 times that amount of time that you filmed just on editing for a 10-minute clip. So 10 minutes that you see on YouTube could very well have been 14 to 24 hours worth of work.
So let me put this into perspective. For gaming videos, I used to work, obviously film for a few hours, but then it's gameplay, so you'd post the whole thing. There's no editing and cutting and deleting scenes and whatnot. So you just post the whole thing, put intro, outro, maybe a few links in between. That would take around 30 minutes worth of editing. And obviously the time that you take for filming. So it could be an hour, it could be 4 hours, it doesn't really matter. So that's for gaming videos. But where's where the big chunk stays? If you're making a review, or if you're making anything that's actually filmed, you talking about something, that you have to make the cuts, that you have to make a script beforehand, that you have to set up the whole thing. There's a lot of editing going in there. And also, dare I say, my cooking videos, I used to work on those for a week to produce one video. One week. Yes.
How many times would you cook one dish?
So the process started like this. I have the brainstorming process of what I want to do.
Okay.
And then I would have to break down the recipe so I can actually write it and give it to people. And that process would take a day. And then you have the script and planning for the filming day, which will take another day. Third day is going out and buying the things. And if you want to, get a pretty plate, you want to go out and look for a pretty plate. It's also very expensive, obviously. You have to buy things. It's cooking. It's basically cooking. So it's like you're actually paying to make a YouTube video, which is fucking insane. But yeah, if you think about it, you're paying for games to play them, but you can get like 120 hours of gameplay in one $60 game, but one video out of like $100 worth of food. So that's that. Fourth day would go out and film. That is literally around 12 hours of filming because I was working alone. I couldn't really afford a cameraman, a sound man, and whatnot. So I would stop cooking, move the camera, get a close-up, get all the B-roll filmed, and then get all that kind of stuff, and then resume cooking, and then move the camera again, fix the lights, do all that throughout. That would take me around 10 to 12 hours of just filming literally one dish, like one cooking recipe. So that day's gone. And then the editing process takes anywhere between 1, 2, or 3 days, depending on the recipe, depending on how much footage. Think about it. You have around 6 hours of footage that you have to go through and create a 6-minute video. That's like fucking insane. Yeah. So
I know that's the thing though. A lot of people don't really realize the amount of work that goes into these videos behind the scenes because they just see a pretty end result.
Absolutely. And as of October this year, I went back to create a little bit of YouTube videos. I release like 2 videos a month, which is a healthy dose. That's what I can actually do right at the moment. And I would do I would cover gaming news sometimes. Sometimes I would just like take a compilation of like highlights on stream from a whole month. And that's a big chunk of work because I would download all my streams throughout the month, literally hours and hours and hours of streaming. I would go through those looking for like interesting moments and funny moments, scary moments and stuff like that to make a compilation. I love editing. I really do. It's just like sitting down, focusing on one thing and getting things done. But that could, again, take a full day to make a YouTube video without, obviously the filming process and whatnot. So it is very, very time consuming. I think about if you want to do YouTube as a job, it's either a half-time job that's more towards the full-time. So like there's no less than that, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah, quite literally. That's the thing, because I've interviewed one other YouTuber, and well, he started on YouTube, and the work that he done, he explained to me how much time he put into his editing of his videos, which was like Minecraft videos where he would explore adventure maps that were created, and he would talk through every single one of these. And he said to me that he'd sometimes have to play the same section of the same map 3 or 4 times before he was happy with the end result. So
True.
not only that, I mean, if you take cooking into that, that's just but I just thought about this, because let's just say you flip a pancake a specific way. Now, yes, that is a pancake flipped. Now, whether you are happy with that is a different matter entirely, because you're like, no, I don't like the way that flipped, and then you got to do it again and again until you're happy. Because unfortunately and fortunately, the person on the screen right now, whether it's just myself and Wishbone, Jimmy, or anyone else that you watch, I can guarantee that every single one of them is a perfectionist.
Absolutely.
Guarantee.
Absolutely.
To whatever extent they are, it varies, but every single person is like, I don't like that, I'm going to move that from there to there, or I'm going to redo that.
Especially when you're the one in control of what you're creating. Like, a few years after, I did the cooking show on YouTube, I started doing cooking shows on TV, on local TV, and that's a whole production team that you have behind the scenes doing everything except cooking, which is my part. So I had control. I didn't have any control over anything except what I was saying. That's it. Not even what I'm doing. I know, I mean, I did the recipes, I created the recipes, and I did the whole scripting and everything for the cooking shows, but I literally was not in control of anything that was happening on set except for what my hands were doing and what came out of my mouth. And that put a lot of things into perspective, because I was like, I cannot be a perfectionist here, because I am literally not in control of how they're filming it, of how they're gonna edit it, of what the title's gonna be. It's going on TV, and I can't do anything about it. Not in a bad way.
That's the thing, though. Even when you're cooking, you've just said you have control of your hands, but I can guarantee, without even watching a single one of those videos, that they would have told you, can you do that again, but move your hands over here instead? Absolutely. Hey, this is covering the thing. Your shadow, your hand shadow is covering the plate. Your whatever. I like how I have my the price tag on my mug. I just noticed it earlier. Oh my god. But Wonderful. That's the thing, like, there's so much that goes on behind the scenes, and you never really, unless you sit down with someone that's done it and they explain it to you, you never really know just the sheer amount of sections of the video that are currently being edited and reviewed and changed and colorized, and the light levels and the sound levels and shadows is just insane. And lighting in general as well. Oh, don't even get me started on lighting. It's a whole thing. And obviously, being a streamer, to a certain extent, you have to become a lighting technician. I mean, these pretty lights that you see covering me, they didn't just happen overnight. Like, there's one bit of lighting equipment that I always bring up, because I've recently taken it down, because someone was like extremely generous and donating me tipping me, I guess, gifting me 2 lights.
You can basically say it whatever you want, call it what you want, but yeah.
Well, you can't actually, because there's a legal term that is donating. That's why if you have donating on your channel, you should immediately remove it. Because
you're right.
People are not charities. That's why, if you're going to take anything away from this video, take that, because in legal terms, a tip and a donation is 2 very different things. So, yeah. But anyhow,
technically right.
This is my original lighting rig. As you can see, it is just a boatload of LED strips that I've stuck on the inside of a pipe that I've cut in half, and then used toilet paper and electrical tape as a light diffuser to be my lighting, which would sit all the way across here to give me facial lighting.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
sorry.
Like you have to be honestly so much of a DIY person to try and get everything where you want to get it if you're working under a budget. Some people are fortunate and they have the money behind them and the support behind them to be able to afford everything that they want. But for the most case, people have to improvise. And I'll tell you what, I love improvisations because it just shows how people think outside of the box.
It's wonderful. I had to improvise a lot doing my setup for streaming. I mean, if you can see what I'm seeing with my eyes right now with my setup, you'd be fucking devastated. Not in a bad way, but it's like shit. Like all this setup is like on camera it looks like $1 million setup, but it's not. It isn't.
That's literally just it though. That's the thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I've seen an insane setup, and that's 50's setup where he's got like a plethora dance floor of screens and lights and microphones and cameras everywhere. Like, that is ridiculous. Like, I hope you don't have 6 monitors just everywhere.
You'd be surprised. I have one monitor. One.
Wait, you have one?
One monitor. That's it. That's it.
Okay, no, explain. Why not 2?
I'm getting to, but I've always had one monitor, so and as I said, I only started streaming this year, so I really haven't. I wanted to get first a good microphone, some lights, a good camera. I had to get some software, some games, some stuff like that. All of that is like, it's expensive. Especially if you're, I didn't really have a job for the most part of this year because of COVID. So I was like really thinking about what I want to get. Oh, and I also got my Nintendo Switch this year. I also upgraded my PC a little bit, got some new parts in, shit like that. So super expensive. The next step is actually going to be getting a new monitor in addition, but I usually use my laptop on the side.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. A lot of people that I know that use their laptop as a secondary source just to make things a lot easier. Yeah, no, I fully understand that.
Yes.
So you mentioned that you've always been involved in the culinary business, the culinary industry.
Yes.
You said that you're currently a chef.
Yep.
Are you still working for that TV area, or are you just working for a restaurant at the moment?
I do both at the same time. Right now there are no restaurants in the country. We're still closed. But I work in a restaurant that does takeout. That's part of the let's call it the same people that own the restaurant I work at in regular days. A few days a week. I also work in cooking shows production, like in the behind the scenes. I do some styling. I do something called the secondary kitchen, which happens in the behind the scenes, that prepares all the stuff beforehand so that the filming process goes bam, 1 2 3, goes as smooth as possible. So I do that a lot. Something I know how to do, so why not? But yeah, basically,
when you said secondary kitchen, I'm interested in that.
So if, let's say I'm making pancakes, okay, on a cooking show, what you're seeing on the show on your screen is that basically me preparing the batter and then cooking the pancakes. So you got like 2 steps. But if you pay attention, the cooking show starts with all the ingredients already weighed out and measured, and in the middle they make a cut, and poof, you have a ready batter. And then at the very end, the chef makes 1 or 2 pancakes, but then they cut out cut to a different scene where you have like 12,000 pancakes on a plate. There's people behind that. People that actually make the pancakes behind the scenes so that they would make first of all, measure the ingredients for you, lay it out, you'd start filming, and then when you get to the making the batter, you don't really have to make it work. You just look like you're mixing the batter, then they cut, and then they bring in an already mixed batter that is perfect to the recipe, and then we roll again, and then I start, making the pancakes on the stovetop, and then I make one or two, flip them, and then they would cut, and then the secondary kitchen would have prepared a plate full of already perfect pancakes and styled for filming, obviously, that looked like super delicious and stuff like that. And they would bring that in. I would roll, close and close off, and that's it. So that's how you do it.
Really cool. I never actually. Wow. Yeah. See, I've always thought that they just start preparing it, and then I've been aware of, the one thing that's been the most reoccurring thing for every cooking show that I've watched is, here's one I made earlier that's already in the oven.
So that's the secondary kitchen made.
Yeah, that's really cool. I never really thought that they would have put that much. That's cool.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. So, wow. That's really cool. That's so cool. Sorry, I'm blown by it, because obviously I don't know about these kind of things.
Sorry, imagine if you have like I don't know, like you're making a shepherd's pie that has to cook in the oven for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't actually. You have a whole production team on the set that's working hours, and time is money anywhere, basically. But especially on production sets, time is money. So what you want to do is try to save as much time as possible so they can make the cooking show profitable and just pay less money making it. So you'd have somebody prepare the meat pie or the shepherd's pie beforehand, so you don't have to wait, like, while filming on set to actually for the pie to bake. You're like, we got a pie that's already baked, it's hot, and it's ready for filming. So all you gotta do is swap it out and continue rolling. So like a 6-hour recipe, you can film that in 30 minutes and then edit it 15 minutes for a TV show. So that's how you make things practical. That's how you save money in TV production. But that requires a whole team of minimum around 15 people. That's the minimum.
I love how casually you say I was just 15 minimum, and then when you mentioned earlier about doing your own cooking show and your own cooking videos, it's just, it just takes me a day to do that by myself, because I'm just one person, so I have to get everything ready. Just so casual about it, like you're doing a small job.
It is.
Like,
but
doing the task of 15 people over the course of one day, and just like it happens.
Insane. When I was on the reality cooking show 3 years ago, it's also local, obviously. There were 120 people on set, production team. That's not including the talent. Okay, the talent, like the actual people that are the competitors. 120 production team members. So 15 is not too much. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, stop bragging now, all right?
That's reality. Hello.
I am 120 people in 24 hours.
Hey, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is.
So, oh god, that's thrown me off. But so you said why you chose this platform already, which was you've already covered that, which was one of my questions, but it's one that I've actually one of the questions I've recently added to my list, which is, what is your style on Twitch and YouTube, or Twitch or YouTube? Because just in case your style changes, because some people like to go for like the bubbly person, or some people just like to go for I'm me, deal with it, or they just relax and just be who they are essentially. So what is your style?
So you asked me before we started the interview if about a few points. If hey, do you want to talk about that? Are you okay talking about that? Are you okay talking about that? And I told you that I'm an open book. I don't hide anything. I don't hide who I am. I don't hide what I am and what I do. The fact that I have people call me by my real name um, says it all. A lot of people go like by their nickname on Twitch or their channel name or whatever, which is not a bad thing. Obviously, it's a very personal matter. It's a private thing. I'm not saying that if you don't go by your real name, you're a fake person or anything. But what I'm trying to say is that I try to say that I try to stay as true to myself as possible, and myself is basically an open book. Um, and especially on Twitch. I mean, let's put YouTube aside because it's not live. You can edit it, you can change do whatever you want in it. But my style on Twitch is basically me. I'm a very chill person. I just like playing games, cracking my own jokes, and laughing at them. And that's basically it. That's really it.
Okay. And I noticed you said that YouTube, let's put YouTube to one side because you can edit that. However, being as you're the person that's editing it, how does that influence your style? Because obviously there's definitely a change between the two of them.
Yes, it is. Okay, so it's really hard to put your whole self in a 5-minute YouTube video. They're really tough to do because you've got other content going in, the game, I don't know, whatever you're talking about, the topic, all that kind of stuff. Because you could do like a whole stream and not have a topic, and you're just playing the game, chilling over there. You know, the game takes around 30-40% of the stream. You take the rest of the spotlight, obviously. YouTube is different. A video has to have a topic. It has to have a point to make. It has to have, like, I don't know, make you laugh or make you intrigued or make you interested or teach you something or open your eyes onto something. It's different. There's only so much room you can shine through that content on a YouTube video. So I do give like my own touch to my YouTube videos because I'm obviously the one creating them, and I'm the one on your screen. So like that's cool, but I try to focus more on the content itself, the topic, whether it be a gameplay or a tutorial or whatever it is. And I would just like make it a little bit funny, a little bit quirky, just like my personality, super chill, straight to the point, and as perfect as possible. That's why I said put YouTube aside, because it's different.
It's much more of a concentrated dose that you have to really get right. Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
100%. And you said earlier that you've actually done a few upgrades to your computer, or your setup, actually, wording that you said. But what hardware did you start off with in comparison to what you have now?
It's funny that I haven't changed too much. The only thing I upgraded in my PC, I just got some RAM and some storage.
Okay.
I'm getting a new CPU soon, and maybe in the summer I'm trying to save up some money to get a new PC. But I started off with the setup of PlayStation 4. My PC is an Alienware Alpha R2, which is the Steam Machine Alienware, which is basically, you know what it is.
Yeah.
And a Nintendo Switch. That was my setup. I had a Razer headset with a mic in it, so that was my thingy. I had a small Logitech camera, which was like 720p or something like that. I used my camera. And as for lighting, at the very beginning, I did not have any, so that's what I started with. And I just, throughout the months, I started adding more and more and buying more stuff. Got a new mic, a new headset, some lights, obviously, and so on and so forth.
So obviously you said that what you see, what we see on the screen being your person and your chair and your background and your lighting in the background is very different to what you see in front of you. So what do you see in front of you? Because what I see in front of me is I've got one screen to my left that is portrait mode, that has all of my chat and everything text based over here, as well as my sound mixer. In front of me currently is where I'm keeping my OBS open, so I've got your picture there as well as my camera. To my right, I've got another screen which currently is displaying you, but normally it'd have any sort of background things that I'm running, like my mixing software, my audio software, and then I've also got two lights. I've got one there and one there over there, but that's what I can see. What can you see?
Oof. Okay, so first of all, there's obviously my main screen, which is this big, more or less. It's a huge screen, obviously. I got my laptop on the right side and my boom arm mic for the mic on the left. Above my screen, there's a tripod with my DSLR camera. To the left of it, there is my main light with obviously a clip for my phone that can sit right there. On top of my screen, there's another camera that's hooked onto there that I don't really usually use. Above that, there is my there's a shelf with my PlayStation 4 and my Alienware up there.
Okay.
Yes, and behind the screen, I have obviously all the cables and all that shit going on.
Yeah, spaghetti junction of cables. Yeah.
Absolutely. And behind the screen, I also have the Nintendo Switch laying in there, connected to the Elgato. And on the right side of the shelf, I have a board where I write all my things on, my schedule, and things that I need to remember for streaming, so I could like quickly glance on things.
Well, like a whiteboard.
Yes, it's a whiteboard. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So, do you actually write anything like? What do you find yourself writing on there midstream? Because I can guarantee that you write something on there.
No, midstream I have sticky notes that I write.
Okay.
I stick them on the right side of my screen so that I actually don't cover anything. And I use those to fix my whiteboard stream, because I can't really reach it from here. It's like on the wall, and it's like I can't really get up and just like start doing with it. But what I have on it is basically my condensed schedule for streaming, my real life schedule as well, just highlights of what I need to do for important stuff. I have a facts redemption on stream for channel points, like, hey, get a random fact about me. So I have like some facts that I sometimes get in my head, and I was like, I want to write those so that I don't forget them. And things that I generally want to buy for streaming, things I want to set up, like sound commands, new ideas for new emotes, things like that. And if I have, for example, yesterday, I had to tell people that, hey, today I'm having an interview on the 8th One show on Infectious Thoughts. So I wrote that on the board so that I remember every time I glance at it, hey, remind people that tomorrow there's an interview happening. So stuff like that.
See, I need to start doing that. Like, you probably noticed I've got some writing over here. Now
Yes.
This is actually not officially a whiteboard. It's just that my cupboards are just like shiny material that you can easily write on. And
it works as a whiteboard.
Literally, and I need to start doing that because my timings are horrendous. I am very much a last second kind of guy. Like, even my presents, I literally bought them on stream because someone on stream asked me, have you bought all your presents? I was like, oh no, not yet. Like, it's literally, I've still got one more person to buy for. Like, it's ridiculous, but that, yeah, I need to start doing that. And I like the whole sticky notes idea, where making small notes during a stream. I like that.
You just have it here on the desk with a pen ready to go, and you just write things down. So, for example, because I do, well, there we go.
Camera's gone.
It happens, yeah. So for example, because I do like monthly compilations of my streams, to make the editing process easier on myself, I would write the date at the very beginning of a stream on a sticky note. And just if I feel like, oh, this moment could be good, I would just write down the time real quick. I'm like an hour and a half into stream, just write it down without, really stopping the stream. Just write it down, 1.30, put it aside. And then the day after, when I download the VOD, I would look over it and just make highlights of that thing. And that would make my editing process like a lot easier. And that could actually give me the chance to make funny clips of my videos on Twitch. So that's pretty nice. So also sometimes viewers ask me about, a specific thing, and I remember something that I need to do, or something that, oh, hey, this could be a nice idea for an emote. This could be a nice idea for a channel redemption. I wouldn't stop the stream to actually do that because, like, for the most part, it's boring content. So I just write that down and fix that thing after stream. Anything that goes technically wrong in the stream, I'm like, shit, I'm dropping frames, or maybe I need to move my tripod a little bit. Things that are not too critical, but that speak to the perfectionist in me.
Yeah.
I would write those down to remember after stream. That's it. It's very handy.
I really like. I'm gonna start. Do you know what? I'm gonna make a note of that right now.
Do it.
That is a really good idea.
Yeah, it just started by me having to, like, take notes. I'm like, shit, I need to take a note, and I'm not gonna take my phone right now and just start. That's another thing. I really hate messing with my phone when I'm live. It just feels a little bit cheap, like.
I no. Do you know what? I've caught myself doing it a few times, and there's certain times where I essentially I say to myself, no, this is important. Like, for example, if I see that I've got a message from my mother, I immediately pick it up, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
However,
if anything is important, go for it. But if it's not and it can wait, don't even touch that phone.
Yeah, because if I get like a Facebook notification, I'm like, yeah, no, that's not that can wait. Like, this is what I'm doing now. I'm not glued to my phone. I'm glued to this at the moment.
Yeah.
But
I'm not free. I'm busy right now.
Yeah, that's one thing that I actually, as you said, really grates on me, because I occasionally go and try and find new streamers, and that's one thing that I catch a lot of them doing. I enter the stream and all you see is this.
It is true, but I gotta say something about that. At the very beginning, I mean, you are not gonna get any views. You are gonna be sitting in there, hanging around all alone in your channel and in your streams, and that's okay. And I understand why people would go to their phone, because they're looking for some kind of interaction, or they're looking for some kind of human interaction, is what you call it, which is basically the chat element of the stream. I understand that, but you just gotta make yourself enough immersed in the game or in whatever you're doing to actually forget about everything else. I admit it was hard for me as well, because most of my work relies on being active on social media and stuff like that, like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. I am super active on those. I have like my own audience that's like Israeli people that watch my cooking shows and stuff like that. So I have to keep up with that kind of stuff. So I found it really, really hard to be completely disconnected for a few hours from my phone. But the minute I did it, it was not so weird anymore,
No, I can understand, because like a lot of people, they just, like you said, they have to be super connected, whether that be through work or just through their own personality as such. Like,
yeah.
One thing that I did one day is I forgot my phone at home, and I went to work, and on that specific day I happened to have a really long day with a lot of driving and a lot of it was just a long day. Now, in the beginning I was a little bit stressed, because I was like, oh, what if something important happens and I need to know? But then I realized, realistically, that's probably not going to happen, and if they really need to get hold of me, they can through others. And
that is true.
Strange as it was kind of a relief for a certain amount of time, just not having to worry a little bit about every single little pie that you've got a finger in, essentially.
I know.
And
Your phone is like it's like a leash. Once you don't
oh my
use it, you
God.
feel like absolutely free, you know? And,
Literally, but at the same time, it's nice. It is nice to be connected and to have that
of course,
power at
yeah,
your
of course. But I
fingertips.
have
Quite.
to say that streaming really helped me be released from that leash. I don't use my phone as much as I used to before I started streaming. I really don't. I cut out at least 50% of my screen time on there, which is insane. Insane.
That's actually what that leads on to a question that I have, and that is, has streaming influenced your confidence inside / outside of the online aspect of it, streaming and YouTube video making? Like, is and not just your confidence as well. Like, what has it changed personally?
It has changed.
Go on.
Wow, this is a very deep question.
Yeah, do you want me to tell you mine? Like what I've changed, so you can get a rough idea. I'll tell you anyway. So basically,
Go ahead.
Before I started streaming, I wouldn't have much of an issue speaking to people. That's why I was a little bit like, this is not going to be too hard. I like talking to people. I like doing it. However, I've noticed that on screen, I still don't have that issue. I can still speak to people. It's fine for me. I have no issue with doing that whatsoever. But in real life, I find myself listening a lot more, because I don't know whether that's because I'm just used to seeing it in chat form, or not having that verbal interaction with someone else whilst I'm streaming. But that's one thing that I've noticed since I've started streaming. I've started listening more, which is pretty good thing, to be honest. But that's one small change that I've noticed.
Yeah. For me, I think I'd have to say that it's a very complicated question for me, and I'll tell you why. Because when you say streaming and YouTube, I have two different periods of time that I did that, as we talked about earlier. One was 9 years ago when I started, and one is like this year when I made a comeback.
Take me through steps.
Yeah, it's like, I'll talk more about what it did to me back then, because it obviously carried over to what happened, who I am today.
Yeah.
So I started creating content when I was 15, 16 years old, as I said before. And during that time, I obviously was in high school. I always stood out as the different kid. I was like super artistic. I studied music for 11 years. I was like very nerdy. I was on the computer all the time, and cooking at the age of 10. So I really stood out amongst all the other kids in high school, which obviously drove me to be the bullied kid. So I didn't really have too many friends for a couple of good years during high school. And when I started creating content and live streaming back in the day, it really was eye-opening on, well, shit, I have people that like me. I have real friends that they're across the other side of the world that actually like me for who I am, that love me unconditionally, and are willing to spend days with me just playing video games, doing Skype calls, and whatnot. I swear I can remember this, and I will not forget it to this day. There was one summer on summer break that me and a group of my friends at the time, like on YouTube and stuff like that, other YouTube creators, we hosted a Skype call for a week and 4 days straight. We would literally wake up on the Skype call, go to bed on the Skype call, and it's still running. And looking back at that, it was like, it's just like having I don't know, a pajama night, a
Uh,
movie night with your friends. It's really
that's
there.
so
So
cool.
yeah, I found my community and the people that enjoy my company, and I enjoy theirs back online. And that really helped me build up my confidence. I was like, okay, maybe I'm not that weird after all. I am not that different after all. I am not whatever they used to think of me after all. So that really, really, really made a big change in my life back then. Um, and today, after being on a TV reality show and doing cooking shows professionally for TV, starting to stream was, I wouldn't say it was an easy breeze. Mentally, you'd never be prepared for anything that could happen on Twitch, but I thought I was, which is what counts. Kind of jealous, absolutely.
No, literally, I'm thinking that, and I heard, when you said like a Skype call for that time, and then you said it's kind of like a pajama party, I was like, oh, I want to do that now. Like,
Yes,
that's
yes,
so cool.
bonus points for that.
Oh my
Fucking
god.
awesome. So cool. But yeah, that's the main thing that changed. And coming back, as I said, after doing all the shows on TV and everything, coming back to this platform that there's no editing, there's no cuts. It's just you, your screen, the people that you enjoy, the viewers, and the game. It also helped me break some kind of barrier of, it's like a stone wall that you wouldn't show on a TV cooking show. You're like, you have to be this confident character, that you have to be this person that knows what he's doing all the time, because it's a 15-minute cooking show. You basically have to get the recipe over with. But on Twitch, it's different. It taught me that just to let it loose, lay back, relax, be myself. And, it's out there. If you want it, you can buy it. If you don't want to take it, it's just like, it's a take it or leave it situation. And I really, really do not care about the people who leave it. It's just like, it's fine. It's fine. It's a thing of, it's a taste. If you don't like bananas, you wouldn't buy bananas. So that's cool.
I could not agree with you more on that one, because that is one thing as well that I've learned about myself as well, that as much as I'd love to be able to say that I don't care, I do, because just like every single human being out there, whether they and this includes you as well, and you're welcome to try and correct me, but
Yep.
regardless of how much they say it or they don't, the need to be liked is a human.
Absolutely.
It's part of what makes you human, and
Absolutely.
the more you have of that, the more happy you are with who you are inside. Now, what people don't find a lot of the time, what takes them years to try and understand and wrap their head around, is what makes them wanted. Like,
Absolutely.
why do people come back? Why do people like you? That's something that I'm going to be asking myself till the day that I die. Because to me, I'm just average, what's slightly below average me. And I see other people out there and I'm like, but look at them, like they're cool and they're cool and I'm just me. And then, yeah, I don't... I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, but
I do.
yeah, that is something. Well done. Do you know what? Well done. 100%. You get a clap for that, because not a lot of people can genuinely be like, I'm gonna relax. I don't care. Sit
I
down,
appreciate
press
that.
play.
That you have to go through some kind of process to be able to get there. And I feel that I'll be jumping back a lot to what I did on TV, because it was an important part of time in my life, especially the reality show. you have to go through some kind of process to be able not to care what people think about you or what they write about you online, hiding behind a screen or whatever. You have to just like chill, be yourself, and bring it on, as people say. um and what I personally went through was like, forget about all the bullying in high school. I was just a kid. I'm all grown up now. I can deal with that shit, and I feel like that's the most case. We just grow out of it, you know what I'm saying? So when I first um appeared on the show, on the reality show, which ran on TV for 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I got so much hate because I was different. I was all tattooed up. I had pretty long hair. It was all blonde, like bleached. I was very different. I was the youngest one as well. I was 21 when I was on the show. And I kind of made it like a little bit more than halfway through the competition. I got a lot of hate to the point of like I was getting DMs from people saying that we're gonna find you and we're gonna fucking kill you. They were like threatening my life, and I'm not even kidding. I am not making I'm not exaggerating. Because I was so different and I was like breaking all the rules of being, this
Standard TV personality.
that too, but also the stereotypical, Arab guy in Israel. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I broke a lot of stereotypes just being me. So people were like, fuck that. Fuck that. And at the time, it was really hard to deal with. I was actually seeing like a psychologist to help me get through the amount of negative attention that I was getting. Obviously, I was getting a lot of support and love from the ones from a lot of people as well.
100%. But as a human being, you're going to see that negativeness, and it's going to go to your heart.
You're gonna
and
on that.
Yeah.
So a couple of years after, like a couple of months after I did the show, I started doing cooking shows on TV, and that also put me up on the screen, breaking the same standards, the same like stereotypes, the social stereotypes, and I was still getting a lot of hate. But every time you do it, it's like you care a little bit less and a little bit less. You start overlooking those people, overlooking these comments, and it takes me back to the last cooking show that I did, which was only a few months ago. I was going on Facebook, looking at the comments that they posted on the cooking episode, and I was just laughing, having a good laugh with my friends about it. I was like, these people think of me as a troll because I had like bleached hair and whatnot. Just like, that's funny. So yeah, I turned that into a joke, and I really could not care any less about these people anymore.
That is the thing, because I used to be bullied. I used to be bullied in school for, just like you said, being different, because I came from a different country into the UK. And kids are mean, man. Like kids like they're just mean. They have no filter. They have no filter. And that was one thing that I seriously struggled with for a long time. And then throughout the whole of secondary school, I must have had maybe two people that I could call friends. And for the first 2 years of me being there, I had no one. And as much as that takes a toll on you, it teaches you just who people are and how they react to different. And as I got older and went through college, and I learned that, do you know what, actually? I'd rather not be the same as everyone else. No. I want to be that person. Like, everyone's got one. Everyone's got one. That one friend that you have to pre-warn any new acquaintances Like, I want to be that person that people have to pre-warn their friends about, but just so you know, he's a little bit weird, but he's alright, it's pretty funny. Like, I like being that person. I don't want to be, oh yeah, let's have, I don't know, no, I don't want to be that. I want to be different. Fuck being normal. Normal is just, there's too much normal, there's not enough weird in my opinion. That's what I want.
Absolutely, you are not wrong.
If I had a hat, I'd tip it to you right now, because I really do appreciate the fact that you stuck through with it, and you carried on being who you are, and you didn't change who you are. Because the amount of people that unfortunately have, like you said, trolls do exactly that. A lot of hate, to the extreme. Like, what happened to you? That's disgusting in my eyes.
It is.
But unfortunately, life. People are arseholes.
Yes, that's us. That's people. That's what happens. We have this animal instinct to be mean sometimes, and to reject people who are different. And that is the main reason I keep authentic to myself and put myself out there on TV, whether it be on TV, on social media, on Twitch, wherever it is, and I don't hide any aspect of who I am, to maybe give the courage to people that are in the positions that I were before in my life, to give them the courage to, hey, don't give up on yourself before anything else. Just keep at it, just keep being you, and good things will come your way. And that's it.
100%. But now, one thing that I have learned the hard way, right? Break times are very important, and on top of that comment of being the break times being important, you have to remember to stretch, drink, and eat something, because this platform, you can very easily, just like you said earlier, Jimmy, you can get lost in it, you can get immersed in it, and you forget the fact that you're not actually a character in a game, you're a human being that needs to stretch, eat, and grab a drink. So going along with that note, we're going to go for a quick 10-minute break. When we get back, we'll carry on. So we see you all in 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Bye. Hello, people. We're back. Sorry,
Welcome back.
I was just trying to say to Jimmy about a God damn it, what's it called? A
Assassin's
cosplay.
Creed.
Yeah, we were just talking about Assassin's Creed and about how he's got a tattoo behind his ear. I noticed earlier. It's really cool. But one of my friends said that one really easy cosplay costume that I could pull off, possibly if I lost a bit of weight, I could go as. Oh, he's recently released a huge the God of War.
The God of War, Kratos.
Yeah, that's it, Kratos. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can just shave my hair, just style my beard a little bit.
Kratos is
Boom.
fucking awesome.
Done, and then literally just go on stream, and be like, boy.
Boy, look, that was a wonderful game. Super good.
I haven't played.
I really
it yet.
enjoyed it.
I haven't played it yet.
Oh, you should. You are in for a treat, man.
I really want to.
Really good.
Is it just on PC? On PlayStation? Or is
Yeah.
it
It's exclusive. Yep.
Oh, damn it! I wonder if there's a way of maybe playing it on PC. There probably is.
I don't think so.
I'll have to look into that.
Man, you should go for it. You should once you get a PC, PS4 or a PlayStation in general, you should go for it. That's one of the games that is, wow. That's like one of the all-time best in my opinion.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's that good. The story, the gameplay, the visuals, everything about it is just so perfect.
Oh. There's a cloud version of PS4 you may want to look into if you have a beefy PC.
Yeah,
Maybe
I do with your guys for that kind of stuff.
PS4 emulator. Interesting. So Shadow, I have a Ryzen 7 with a GTX 1660 and 32 gig of RAM currently. I'm hoping to upgrade my GPU at some point in the future if I can find a 3080 by TUF that isn't scalped. I'd love to, but we'll have to see. Would it be able to run on that, or would I require something a bit beefier than that? Maybe possible the cloud version is easy to go. Okay. I'll definitely have to
I didn't even think about that.
I'll definitely have to look into that. That's really cool. Okay. All right. Interesting.
Yeah, it is.
But okay, let's see. What question are we on? Yes. Okay. Right. So, throughout content creation, whether you're streaming or you're doing YouTube, there is always going to be some changes that you make. Every single stream that I do a small change beforehand or afterwards that, in my opinion, makes or breaks the stream. But what is a little change that you've made that has had, in your opinion, a absolutely humongous impact? And then on the other side of that, what's a massive change that you've made that has had a little to no impact?
Oh wow. Okay, this one I'm gonna start with the big change that I made.
Okay.
And that's getting a better camera, because it's very, very expensive. Obviously, I went through a lot of expenses to get the camera, get the Elgato 4K cam link, and stuff like that to put it on stream. And it obviously it like pumped up the quality of the stream, but it didn't really make any like change to it. But a little change that I made. Oh man, that's a hard question. Let's see.
That's the thing. Like, for me, a big change that I've made a little change that I've made that's made the most impact is I've really tried to not change who I am when there is a large presence of people in my stream.
Oh yeah.
because I to this day I'm still working on it. It's an ongoing thing, but I've noticed that when I was a lot smaller, and even now, if I get a raid, I immediately, it's just like switch in my head, and it just goes, right, this is your time, this is your shot, you have to put on a show. And that is not who I am. And I stopped being that person. But in my opinion, I've stopped a percentage of me being that person, because I'm not quite at the level I'd like to be. And I've noticed in my streams, whenever I've got raided, I react a lot better to it, and a lot more people stay because I react the way that I do. And it's the people that stay when I react the way I normally am that I value more than the people that look for other ways of me acting, essentially. But it is just that I stop acting.
I agree with that. It's a very important point that you have to like stay the same all the way through, no matter what happens. But again, it's a very personal thing. You know, there's those people who put in a party when a raid comes, which is really nice. But
if it's part of their show, if it's part of who they are,
part of the show, that's all right, exactly. But if you do it only for a raid, you're like, what about if I come in just to watch your stream? Why don't I have that show as well? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do I only get that part of you when you're rated and not all the way through? So that's the thing. I would think the small change that I made would have to be basically, how do I put this? Paying attention to people and knowing more about them, because I personally am really bad with two things: names and remembering details about people. Like what they're studying, where they live, how old they are, things like that. I am really bad at remembering those details, but I started working on that because, first of all, you know, as one does, I started making friends with people, with other content creators on Twitch and people who I play with. And it is essential to a streamer to remember some details about a person. So for instance, let's say you were playing I don't know, some kind of game. You were playing like The Binding of Isaac, let's say, on your stream last night. And today I went live and I'm streaming, and you come into my chat, and I'm like, hey, what's up? How are you doing? How was The Binding of Isaac? I've got you engaged. You are instantly interested in answering me, and not just saying, oh, hey, I'm good, I'm all right. But you remember some kind of detail about what's happening in their life, what they were playing last, like how was school, how was work, how was things like that. So I think that small change really helps people feel more engaged and more a part of your stream, and it makes you look, even if sometimes you're not, or look super interested in them. I'm not saying I'm not, but you know, that kind of stuff. So like, I usually pay attention to who's live, what they're playing. If I have the time, I'd go in to say hello, drop a lurk, stuff like that. I'd go around Discord, even though I'm not too active on Discord, like in other Discord servers, but I go on there. I pay attention to the everyone pings that everybody sends out. I scroll through in the morning with my coffee, and obviously a little bit apart from that, I go every single morning after a night that I usually stream very late my time, I start streaming every around midnight my time, which is around 10 UK time. So the morning after, when I wake up, I have my coffee. I go through the stream. I just skip through parts of it. I see the ending. I see the beginning of it. I see the middle. If I get a raid, I go to the raid, the time where I was raided, just to see, to get a feel of, okay, what happened? What can I improve? What I like, what I don't like, and things like that. And I take notes. And that's how I change things. Also, technically, if the stream is like had a trouble in the stream, or I changed scenes and something wasn't working, I would take notes and fix that kind of stuff. But there you go. You got two changes, basically.
That's really cool.
Yeah, super important stuff. Yeah.
That's one thing I need to start doing as well, is paying attention to other people's discords. Don't get me wrong, I have quite literally, like I mentioned earlier, I've got one screen that is in portrait mode, and down one entire side I have people's Discord channels, and there are so many of them. So, but
listen, I personally, sorry that I cut you off, but I personally do go ahead and every couple of weeks I would clean out the ones that I'm not interested in. I would just like, I'm gone. I would vanish from there, because there's no point in being there if you're not interested, and that's okay. Like, if you don't use the Discord server, if you're not like active in there, if you're not interested in getting all the pings and stuff like that, just leave. That would make it a lot easier to, like, keep track of what you're interested in. Basically, that's what I do.
Okay, yeah, because I'd much rather have the actual like friend added on Discord. Contact, rather than having their Discord channel, because I'm much rather interested in a person rather than their stream, essentially, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, without sounding rude, that is, I need to do that actually. Yeah,
absolutely. It's like for some people, I have good friends who play a lot of let's say retro games, or I don't know, what do you call those games, strategy games and stuff like that. I personally don't find that very entertaining, in my opinion, especially the strategy part. The retro part, it's cool, I can manage. But like for strategy and stuff like that, I usually am not very interested in. So I would go in, drop a hi, drop a hello, how are you doing, chat up for a couple of minutes, and then leave a lurk, which is okay, because some of my friends are not interested in the RPG, open world, puzzle games that I play. So, and they would do the same for me, and that's okay. I don't do anything expecting anything else in return. You know what I'm saying? I don't go into people's stream and then the next day when I'm live, I'm like, hey, they didn't come into mine. Why did I go in there? No, that's not the case. So
100%. Yeah, that's
jumping a lot of topics.
No, that's right though, because that's one other thing that is really important, is to remain a consistent person. A consistently nice person. Don't do something with the background intention of expecting something back, because 9 times out of 10 you're not going to get anything back. But
yeah, that's
on
true.
the other side of it, if you don't expect anything back, 9 times out of 10 you're going to get something back unknowingly, and most of the time unwillingly, however funny or terrible that might be. And that is the beauty of not expecting things back. But
absolutely,
that is actually a great segue to the next question, which is, who have you worked with that you thought to yourself, like, wow, like their energy, their everything is just, it's contagious, it's cool, like I want me some more of that, I want to be more like that. And also, on the other hand of that question, who have you worked with that you thought to yourself, wow, they are an arsehole, I do not want to be like them. I don't want to know about the bad person. I don't want names on a bad person. You can say names on a good person. But what I do want to know from the bad person is what quality that they had that you didn't personally like.
Okay, so for the good people, I have 2 that I learned a lot from. I probably have more. That's the first 2 that just jump into my head right now. So the first person is Princess Lazy. That's 50's wife.
Yeah.
I was rated by group, and we'll get about raids in a little bit because I have a lot to say about that.
Okay.
And I met Lazy around a month after I started streaming. It was on April 24th. I would not forget this. And ever since, it was just like an instant click. We were hanging around. Her streams are a lot of fun, and what she does basically is the focus of her stream is basically on her interacting with the viewers and all that kind of stuff. And that's what I took notes. I took notes from her about how to interact with your viewers and how to put that over the game, because the game is not the most important thing in the stream. It's actually around 30%, if not less, than what's actually happening when you're live.
Yeah.
The most important part is you and the interaction with the viewers, and that's the most fun part to me. And because I am what you call a social butterfly, I really like that interaction, and she does it in such a unique way and such a natural way that I couldn't help myself but take notes. Okay, that's okay. You and the idea of researching what people are doing and what's going on in their life and remembering that kind of stuff, and then when they come in, when you show up, asking them about it, came from her. I was like, she has
Interesting.
great attention to detail, because like a week ago, I told her that this week I am doing this kind of interview on the news in local TV, and a week later, she asked me how it went. She remembered. And I was like, what I'm feeling right now, I want to inflict that on the people that I know, the people that come into my stream, and I really want them to feel the same way. So that's what I learned from Lazy. The second person, funny enough, is her husband, 50. And short after I got to know Lazy, I obviously was introduced to 50 and 50 streams, and same thing happened. He has great attention to detail, but at the same time, he has a very unique style of delivery to of his content, of himself, of the gameplay that he's doing. He's just like all in all a superstar, and no matter what he does, no matter what he says, you would immediately fall in love with him when you see him live, and that's an important quality to have. And that's not something that you can fake, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Also, he's got his stream pretty well put together in terms of scenes, in terms of like technical stuff that's going on the stream. The million cameras that he has set up around his office, the cute little branding, staying on brand is the biggest thing that actually you know brought it home for me when I saw 50 for the first time. He was like, on brand, on brand, on brand, no matter what happens. He will be pushing his brand in your face every 5 minutes, but doing it in such a natural way that you wouldn't feel like you're watching an advertisement. And after you're done watching the stream, all you're going to be thinking about, every time you see a number 50, you think of 50. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's a job well done. And that's where you
It's a
should be
job
taking
very
note.
well done. Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. I think he is one of the better people that I know on this platform. And I know quite a handful of people that actually, are considered successful, even though that's like, again,
It's
it's
just
a
subjective
considerable
term. Yeah.
yeah, it's a very interesting term to like put to things, but who actually made it to partner and have like hundreds of views and stuff like that. But 50, man, that's 50. So in terms of staying on brand, I took a lot of notes from him. And I was like, okay, my name is Wishbone. I like bones, and let's make that the brand. I mean, it's literally there. So I started calling my viewers little bonies, and I started calling the community the Bone Camp. So every time somebody would follow, it was like, "Welcome to the Bone Camp. I hope you're doing well. We're looking for bones today." Everybody, every time somebody hosts the channel or the stream, I would tell them, "Thank you for hosting the Bone Party," and it would actually be a GIF of skeletons dancing and some like party music in the background as an alert. And staying on brand. Now every time my viewers spot like a bone in the game, they would put in the boned command in the chat. And I personally like a lot of innuendos and like very
100%, yeah.
dark humor. So I came up with the butt emote that's really a lot of people know the butt emote but don't know who I am, which is funny. So like my subscribers go around Twitch and just put the butts everywhere because it's a perfect butt. It's a perfect butt.
That's the thing though. Like first time I saw that emote, one of my friends, streamer friends as well as real life friends, Jet's official, he had that emote and he came into my stream and put it in. And I was like, yo, where did you get that?
Absolutely. So that's like part of the branding. It's like the dirty side of Wishbone. That's the butt, and then there is the boned emote, which is this one. That's also a little bit dirty, but it's like, whose is that? That's cute. That's a cute emote.
I like
so
that,
yeah, that's like the big part I got from 50. How to stay on brand, how to brand yourself correctly, because you know what, it's that's a home run. That's a home run. That's where the money is, on how you brand yourself and stuff like that. It's very important. And the fact that the butt goes days if not weeks before I arrive to someone's stream, or before they know me, they know my butt. I think that's another home run for me.
100% actually. That's something that I feel like you've massively nailed. You've hit the hammer on the head of the nail, because.
And you know what's the funny thing? Sorry.
Yeah. Go on.
Before I forget, I tend to forget things, so I'm just gonna pop it out. It was intended that the boned emote will be going viral and not the butt emote, and it just happened that the butt emote actually made it, so you never know what to expect.
Yeah, quite literally.
That's the funny thing.
And one thing that I find really relatable between myself and you and your streams is that just like you said a second ago, your butt has entered a stream before you have.
It is.
As silly as that sounds, that is actually about as on point as my personal life is, because I mentioned this in a previous video or possibly a stream, but a lot of people have seen bits of me before they saw me. To give a perfect example of that, I posed in my boss's shower whilst he had a window just next to it that I decided to open and just do a little pose like I'll even demonstrate, okay? Alright, so
Oh
the
my
shower
God.
head was like up there, and obviously I'm just doing my shower, and I went like this, and I pulled the blind up. That was a roller blind, and my boss was just on the other side, and he was doing garden work, and I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" So obviously, he took a photo, and that photo ended up being sent to his mother and his sister. Now the funny thing is that my boss's mother and sister saw me naked before they met me.
Oh my God.
But that's how they remember me.
Exactly.
That's just it. You through the silliest things, people remember you more. And
That is true.
that's where I want to stay, and that's why I love I love your branding. Honestly, it's hilarious. And just like you, I love innuendos. Like, they are everywhere, and they're just little gems of life. And
That's just good fun.
Exactly. And if I see that butt, I'm like, yeah, I know where that's from. Like, like I love it. Honestly, you've truly hammered it. It was absolutely hilarious. It was
It
brilliant.
was unintentional. Unintentional. Absolutely. The butt was an accident.
The accidental butt.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh my god, yeah.
But yeah, that also brings me to say that no matter how much you plan, things will take their course. I mean, I literally planned for days and nights about how the boned emote is gonna be like the signature emote of the channel, and how that stuff. And then the butt emote was just like for the innuendos. It was not intended to go viral whatsoever. Not viral. But it worked. It worked. It worked
Yeah,
the other
no,
way around.
100%. Yeah, and that's
Fucking
the thing.
insane.
Because later on, I have got a question that goes on with that kind of future planning. But yeah, 100%. I couldn't agree with you more on that. You can't predict. Well, a majority of the time, you can't predict how people are going to react to things because you're thinking about it how you would react to it, and you're the only you. That's the thing.
Absolutely.
But the other side of the question.
Okay. So this is gonna be spilling some tea right up in here. Obviously, I'm not gonna mention names, but from back in the day, when I used to have a community for my YouTube videos and my live streams on Twitch, let's take it around 6 or 7 years ago. One of my friends was getting this huge notoriety on YouTube and on their stream, and they were making it successfully and getting some brand deals and stuff like that. And I was really good friends with them at the time. Um, so I personally did disappear. That's true. I did disappear from the internet for a long time, and that's okay. That's understandable. But when I did come back, I tried contacting some of the people that I was in contact with for a long time over the years, and some of them actually responded pretty nicely, and they were like, "Hey, Jimmy, we haven't talked in a long time. Let's catch up," and stuff like that. Whoop, sorry. And I figured that that person specifically is like super huge, and my messages were buried in their DMs, so that they couldn't really get to me. So I popped into their stream. I was like, "Hey, it's Jimmy. Do you remember me?" And they were like, "Yes, Jimmy. What's up? How are you doing? Let's catch up. Let's what's going on in your life and stuff like that." And we went on talking. I explained that in the past few years I did this and that happened and stuff like that. But after a while, it all like felt like super fake to me. You know what I'm saying? It felt like they were not interested after I kept coming back to their streams and stuff like that. "Hey, Jimmy, what's up?" And stuff like that. But then one time I raided them a few months back, and they were like, "Hey, Jimmy, thank you so much for the raid." And then my people were like complimenting the person on their setup, and that they had like a really beautiful background in the back and stuff like that. And they were not. I would say that the chat was not super busy, but they were not recognizing my people. And the first thing that you want to do when somebody raids you is recognize their people more than the people that are in your chat already, because those guys are, but you want to hook those on. And I'm not talking about like strategically marketing or whatever, but everybody that's in your chat, they're already there for you. But when you get some new people coming in, you want to try to engage those as well. Now, I'm not saying that you should be changing the way you approach your stream and your acting, but fucking give them some respect. This person just brought a bunch of people, they brought their community to your stream, the least you could do is ask him how was the stream, how did the guys enjoy it, how did the viewers how their day went, just minimal interaction with them. And they were like, and I felt that they completely were somewhat ignoring the people that I had brought in, and that's just unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? To each their own. Everybody tackles raids and streaming and new viewers differently, but for me that was like, okay, one thing I don't want to be is like that person. I don't want to be like them. So
100%. And that the way that I look at streams, and the way that I hope people look at streams as well, is imagine that you've just walked into a party with your friends. Your friends are the ones that have been in your channel, and obviously they're your friends, you know them, but you don't have a clue who everyone is at this new party that you've just walked into. So instead of just focusing on only your friends, go say hello to them. How are they doing? Exactly. Who they are. They're new. You know your friends. You don't have a clue who they are. If you go to a party and you only hang out with your friends, you've missed out.
Exactly.
Right?
Absolutely.
And that's one way that I look at raiding someone and when someone raids me, because obviously they're new, so I don't have a clue who they are. And I love new people because I get to find out weird and wonderful things about them. And that, 100%. Honest, that's a good thing to take away from someone that doesn't.
Yes, exactly. It felt also the same with their viewers, that they were dropping them bits, donations, gift subs, regular subs, and all that kind of stuff. And they were like, yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I was like, you don't sound grateful. I'm sorry, but like, you don't sound. And I will note that that person does the streaming and Twitch as a full-time job. Okay, that even makes it that you have to be more thankful to the people dropping in all their money in your stream, because
actually they're the reason why you're still there.
Exactly. They're the people. That's the reason, the main reason. You have food on your table at the end of the day, that you have a shelter above your head, and bitch, sorry.
no, that's good. I like it when you get passionate, because it truly does grate on people. And that for something to grate on someone that much, it means that they're passionate about it. And I love seeing people's passion shine through. That's why when I had my sit down with 50, there was a couple of times where I managed to get him to the point of where he wasn't smiling and he was talking slowly, because he was being serious, because he was passionate about that. And just like yourself, you've really slowed down how you explain everything, and I can see the frustration and the genuine need to make sure you don't reach that kind of
the fine line.
Yeah, exactly. It literally, and I love this, because people don't realize it, and until someone else points it out to them, they might not have even thought about it. And that could be the small change that has the biggest impact. Like, I'd love to see that person flip it around, actually be like, oh my god, thank you guys, this is absolutely amazing, I love every single one of you, I wish I could hug you all in one huge like penguin huddle of a group hug. Like, people will love that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what I took away from that is that every time I get some sort of, I don't know, it doesn't matter, bits or subs or whatever, really,
contribution
contribution into my stream. Also, raids count as contribution. Obviously, it's probably the biggest contribution, apart from like tips and stuff like that. I take a minute, literally a minute, to stop the game, pause everything, to thank the person, to be humbled, because that's what I feel, to show my feelings back at the person that contributed to my stream, whether it be a raid, bits, tips, whatever it is. I just show appreciation because I am very appreciative. I am,
Hmm.
and I feel that it's an important thing to do, to show appreciation. And if you don't, well, that sucks.
Yeah, no, 100%. I couldn't agree with you more on that one. And I'm glad that since the beginning and up until this date, I am still the same person that is still going to thank
Agreed.
everyone for, regardless of whether they're popping in chat and saying, hello, how you doing? First time here, to that person that has ended up being on my wall over there that has managed to raise my BPM to 145 that almost killed me because he donated a ridiculous amount of money. To this day, I thank every single person because the reason why I started streaming and the reason why I carried on streaming has changed, and to this day the reason why I'm still here is because of chat. And also because of chat, I get to meet new people like SGT411 that has been popping in here for a lot longer than the first time that he's posted in a long time in chat. How you doing, SGT? And it is, again, people watching this is the reason why we're here. We wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you. I haven't met one streamer that has said otherwise, and I'd love to meet that person. But
Absolutely agreed.
100%.
Every word is golden. Gold nuggets.
But oh my god, SGT's make a comeback. Sorry, SGT's been literally, he's gone AWOL for months on end, so it's nice to see him back. But 100%. Oh yeah, get in there with a sub for 4 months. All right. But obviously that's something that you've said that you're good at, but I want you to really, this is a really loaded question, right? What are you good at? So name something that you're good at and name something that you're bad at, in your opinion, to do with content creation.
I am good at making jokes. I consider myself to be a funny person.
Okay.
I've always been. I am bad at describing situations. Like, it takes me a long time to describe, to tell a story or to tell something funny that happened or anything like that. I find myself, so I have this thing in my head that my brain just is like on turbo all the time, and my mouth doesn't even keep up with it. So like I find myself a lot of times like mumbling my words, like cutting off sentences and going off to, like, you know what I'm saying? So like what just happened right now. So like I try to keep up with my mind, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's like sometimes I find it hard to get the point across. That's it.
100%. No, I understand that.
Yeah.
But sometimes when a person finds it difficult to describe a situation, it actually makes it so much more entertaining, because seeing someone struggle to explain something and them trying to wrap their heads around how they're going to get to that end point is gold. Honestly, it is gold. It's like forgetting that one specific word, and you're like, it's the thing with the bucket, and it goes like meow, like that is a blender. Yes, that, like
Exactly.
I love that. Honestly, that's brilliant. And I like that. I don't know whether you meant to do this or if you didn't, but it shows a lot about your personality. But both of your things that you consider to be good or bad at are actually subconsciously good things, and that's actually a really good quality to have. So 100% give yourself a pat on the back for that, and because that's a good skill to have. It's a very good skill. I wish I had that, honestly.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But so you mentioned obviously that you did and you still do occasionally YouTube videos and streaming, and
True.
you've mentioned a lot about the cooking side of what you do. However, what kind of streams do you do on Twitch? Like, what content do you create now, and what are they?
Okay, so most of my content revolves around games, video gaming, mostly. The only reason I do not make cooking streams is that uh, technically it is not possible for me to do right now because I live in a shared apartment with two roommates, and our kitchen is like quite small. So it's like it's a little bit of it's too hard to actually do a setup for streaming in the kitchen. Um, but I think in the future, I don't even know how much it would take me to like move again. It's something that I would consider because funny enough, I did a lot of TV shows and a lot of cooking shows on the internet and on TV that I know how to do this. So it could be a lot of fun. But most of my streams revolve around video games. I play a lot of AAA games, not necessarily new, but anything that has a good story, anything that has a good amount of exploration. Open worlds are gems for me. Puzzles draw me in a lot. I have a great ability to solve puzzles, and usually I've been playing lately. For the past couple of months, I've been playing Breath of the Wild, The Legend of Zelda, which is a wonderful game.
Okay.
And there are the shrines. There are a lot of puzzles inside the game, and people tell me that you have a very unique way of approaching puzzles. Like I would solve a puzzle in a different way that it's probably the creators of the game would not intend for it to be solved that way, but I just have a different way of thinking, which is nice to hear. First of all, but yeah, anything that can get my brain going, that keeps me engaged, I will play. And as of recently, I've been also starting to do editing streams where I edit my YouTube videos live on Twitch, and just show the whole process of how I edit the videos, what goes behind the scenes, and how to put a YouTube video out, which some of our viewers were interested in before, and that's the reason I did start doing it. Once a month, I do a community game night where we just pick a game like, I don't know, Terraria, Among Us, Minecraft, whatever, and we just play with the community, have a Discord call, and just have a good fun time. I also once a month do a co-stream with a fellow streamer. We play a fun, silly game just to pass some time and have good laughs. And also once a month, me and Princess Lazy right now host something called Raid Night. I don't know if 50 talked about it. I don't remember.
He covered it very briefly, so please go
yes,
ahead.
okay. So Raid Nights, I will explain a little bit about it if you guys are interested. I'll like make it a little bit more. We'll go deeper. We basically on the first and second Thursday of each month, me and Lazy host, separately on our channels, a raid night. That's basically we go around Twitch and we raid small streamers. We spread some love and encouragement to them, and blow up their chat, ask them about themselves, and drop them some follows, help them reach their goals, help them reach affiliate. And that's first of all, a great way to make contacts and discover new people. Second of all, it's just a great way to give back to the community, because personally for me, that's how I was discovered by Lazy, SimStar 50, Panda, and a bunch of other people. I was rated exactly 1 month. It was April 24th. After I started streaming, I was rated by those people on a raid night, and they came in, spread huge amounts of encouragement to me, and ever since we've been friends. And I really liked what that did to me. That first raid, they were coming in, blowing up the chat with emotes and asking me what I do and who am I, and asking me to introduce myself to them. And I literally paused the game and we were just chatting for like 20-30 minutes at least. And I really liked it. So I joined these guys, and they're called RPP, which is Rating Party Plus. which are they took a break from the whole thing. They went on a hiatus since the summer. Um, so me and Lazy took it upon ourselves to continue with the tradition of hosting a raid night the first and the second Thursday of each month. We'd go for 2 to 3 hours ahead of time. We would go around Twitch, scout some people that have webcams on, that they have alerts and stuff like that. Just minimal stuff that we could actually interact with them. And during the stream, we would raid them, spend 15-20 minutes in their stream, go back to the channel, and then do it all over again for 4, 5, 6 times during raid nights. And it's something that I'm super passionate about, and it's wonderful. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, I strayed from the question. I don't even remember what the question was.
No. I like that because I want to know. So you said that you enjoyed the fact that you got raided. Like, how did that make you feel? First raid, go.
I was speechless. First of all, after years and years and years that I haven't been on Twitch, I absolutely forgot everything there is to know about Twitch. To the point that I almost forgot what a raid was up until that happened. And I was like, oh my God, what is happening? Shit, what's going on? My chat started blowing up and then started getting all these follows. And then Sinistar raided you. And I was like, fuck, what do I do? What am I supposed to do? I was like, shit, who are you guys? What's happening? Am I being trolled? Is this a raid? Like, what's going on? And they were talking to me and everything. And I felt like so wholesome and humbled and grateful for those people that came in. And I was like super close to getting my affiliate, and that stream really helped bump up my my stats to be able to reach affiliate. And I was like, girl, I love that. I love that. And they were like, hey, we do this every Thursday. If you want to join us, go to the Discord and we can do it again. And every single Thursday I would get on Discord and on Twitch and go on these raid nights with them, up until the point that one of the members was like, hey, would you like to host a raid night? And I was like, yes, please. Yes. And that's how it all started. And when they went on a hiatus, it just felt like it's not fair for us to stop doing this. We can do this regardless. So me and Lazy took it upon ourselves to actually do this, and yeah, we're here. It's just
Really
wonderful,
cool.
wonderful feeling that I really want to make people feel as much as I can.
Yeah, that's the thing, because when I first got raided, I didn't have a clue what it was realistically.
I know.
But that's actually, like you said, the reason why I got found. So Jets got raided, and I was streaming at the same time that Jets Official was, and like literally sharing the exact same content on the same Minecraft world. We're playing together, building the exact same thing. He got raided. He lost his biscuit because he was on we was both on maybe one viewer, and that one viewer was each other, and then we got raided. Well, I say he got raided, and he just literally shut up to 20 odd viewers, and then he was like, oh my god, Tav, I've got 20 viewers, what do I do? Say hello, thank you. And it was, honestly, it was so nice, because I'm currently part of a Minecraft server where I play with a lot of content creators, and
I've been on there.
One of them. It's that raid that got myself and Jets found, and it's that raid the reason why we're in that server, and it's that raid the reason why we have so many people. Because
that's awesome.
If it wasn't for that raid, we wouldn't have met the people that we met. I wouldn't have been put in contact with you, because the reason why Jets Official knows Princess Lazy is because he got raided by her. And the reason why I know Princess Lazy and 50 and you is because of that raid. So if it wasn't for that, you never would have met. So 100% they have a massive impact on people.
biggest.
And it is. I'm gonna have to tag along for some of these raid nights because
I would love that. That would be awesome.
100%.
Raids are, in my opinion, the most important aspect, the most important feature on Twitch, for that very reason. I personally, ever since that first raid, I have been ending my streams with raiding somebody else, because you're going either way. Why not get over to somebody else's channel? Why not spread the
love
love?
to someone else?
Give the people something else to watch while we're gone. Give them the opportunity to discover other people that you like, and connect your communities, because that is, first of all, the best way to grow, the best way to get known. Because if I'm rating you, not only does my community discover yours, but it's the other way around as well. It's a win-win. It's a win-win. And it's free promotion. I mean, how it just sounds a little bit greedy, but it's a free promotion. If I come into your stream, you're gonna say, there's no way that you won't say this. Hey, Jimmy's awesome. Go check out his channel. Go drop him a follow. Things like that. It's free promotion.
Yeah, literally.
It's a win. Why not do it?
Literally. And yeah, like I said, I'm definitely gonna have to tag along for some of those because they actually sound really fun. And
I would appreciate that.
100%. We can make someone else's day. We can definitely do that.
Yes.
But another hour has passed, so let's head off for another break. Go
Break
grab a
time.
snack, stretch your back,
Lots of pee.
and we'll see you when you get back. Bye.
Bye.
Hey yo people, we're back.
Welcome back, everybody.
Oh god, right. Where was we? Yes, there we go. Right. Where do you see your brand or your channel or you going in regards to content creation in the future? I'm not saying like end goal, because a lot of people don't. It's a really heavy question to ask people. That's why I like to say, what is like a stepping stone towards the next big thing that you do?
It's a hard question because I do this for pure fun. I don't really have a goal with it. It's just my goal is just really to keep having fun and try to spread love as much as possible. So I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not like aiming to be a full-time streamer or anything like that. If it comes, I'm not gonna say no to it. I mean, that's cool, but it's not my aim. It's not my my goal. So, like, yeah, I absolutely have no idea.
Okay, then what about a personal goal then?
Twitch is like absolutely super unexpectable. So you never know.
Yeah, but then again, so is every sort of online content. It's just so unpredictable. You could be zero today and a hero tomorrow, or you could be a hero today and nobody tomorrow. That's the thing. Exactly. But what about one of your more of a personal kind of goal? What are you aiming to go towards?
In the near future, after this pandemic is over, hopefully, I want to open up a food gallery that is basically, I'm not going to say too much about it because I'll just explain the idea very briefly. But I want to do food, art, and music all in one place and connect them all together.
So kind of like a performance of sorts.
Exactly, like some kind of performance, but involve like all of it revolving around something that's edible, food and stuff like that. So I want to make something like super unique, that I think according to the research that I've done, has not been made before, has not been done before. So yeah, that's what I'm aiming for right now.
That's really cool.
But again, anything that could come, I'm just like, I want to be able to make food. That's all. Basically, yeah. That's my love. Art, food, music, and that kind of stuff.
100%. That is, I mean, music for me is massive. Like, I genuinely, I don't know about yourself, but I have specific songs that if I listen to them, can take me back to a particular moment in time, to a particular area, to a particular activity that I was doing whilst that song was playing.
Exactly. I mean, I think it's something that's integrated in our minds and in our brains, that you could be triggered to go back to a certain memory by sounds, smells, and tastes. And that is exactly what I'm trying to embody in this thing that I'm doing, that I want to do, is that I am not only giving you something to taste, but I'm giving you something to listen to. I'm giving you something to look at that's visually pleasing. I'm just giving you an experience, you know? That's the whole idea.
I really like that. I really like, and once you do, I'm not even going to say if. No, I'm not. I don't care. Once you do, and if I, for whatever reason, decide to take a little trip to your end of the world, I want to see a show and I want to eat something you've made.
I would be more than glad to do that. Also planning like to start up in here in Tel Aviv and just branch out to like Paris, London, and possibly Amsterdam. That's the plan.
I like
maybe
that.
even Miami. I don't know yet, but that's where I got contact. And
big dreams. I like it. Big dreams.
I've always dreamed big.
100%. And that's one thing that I've recently been told, that I've heard it was a lyric in a song, and I heard it, and something in my mind just clicked, and I was like, oh my god, that is so true. And that is, how comes the people that have the biggest dreams never sleep?
Absolutely. I can say that I don't sleep very much.
100%, because chasing that dream is 100% your time, 24/7. Whether you're asleep or awake, you certain things that happen, you're like, oh, I can do that, I can change that. And
on point. Exactly.
Definitely. But that is actually one thing that leads on very nicely to the next question, which is personally, you've seen my previous light. For me, whilst I was streaming, that was one of my biggest issues, and that was the blue light that it would emit. It's not good for your eyes. Like, it is bad. That's the reason why a lot of streamers get such restless sleep. And since I've changed to these new lights, I can really control the warmth and the amount of blue light that they emit, and it has massively helped my eyes and my sleep. But what have you found to be a physical worry, or a mental worry, I suppose, from content creation?
The hours that you put into it. Because I've the free time that I have is during the night, basically, usually. Whether it be it's after midnight, mostly. So most of my streams happen then. They've always been that way, and I think that they will always be that way, because now most of my community is like in that time zone, more or less. People know me for going live at 1 a.m. my time, which is around 5 p.m. EST, 6 p.m. EST. So it's not more of a worry now. I managed to actually work with that, but it's like at the very beginning it was absolutely super exhausting for me. It basically, I took the time out of my sleep time and put it towards streaming. So now I sleep less hours to be able to stream. It's just like freeing up space for it. And it was really hard to do at the beginning, but now I'm like used to it. I know when I can stream and when I cannot. If I have something like extremely important, like in the day after, or like super early in the morning, I would usually like stream for a shorter time or not stream at all. I know when my body is telling me, hey, I can't stream today, I'm gonna take the day off, I will do that. I'm just like, I would never push it, you know what I'm saying? Not that I don't care about it, it's just like you'd know when to prioritize it or not. When it's the right call to say, okay, hey, today I'm gonna be streaming for like until 6 in the morning, or today I'm gonna be streaming until like 3 in the morning, or maybe not at all. And I have learned what my body can and cannot do in 18 hours a day, or in 20 hours a day, when I get like 4 or 6 hours of sleep. Yeah, that's basically it for me, at least. And as we talked about this, maybe I think during the first or the second break, this little bad boy saved my back, because when I started streaming, I had my setup was, so I had the bed right here, okay? Obviously in a different corner in the room. I had the bed right here, and most of my gaming would have to be in bed. And then I decided to go streaming, so I would just put a bunch of pillows behind my back, sit on the pillows, lean on them, and go live right from my bed. After a month or so, I was like, fuck, this can't do this anymore. My back is gonna be like snapped in half. So I went out and bought like a simple, super cheap office chair, and I moved my desk to a place where I can place a chair, and I used that for around 6 months. And I was like, This chair is now giving me problems because it's not a very sturdy chair. It's not very comfortable. It's a 90-degree chair. It doesn't really adapt to what you're doing to
The
it.
human
So,
body, yeah.
yeah, exactly. I was like, fuck, what is this supposed to, what is this for dogs? For a dog to sit on it? Like, we're humans. This is a chair. Come on. So, so I went out and bought this little bad boy a couple months back, and it is one of the better investments that I can actually sit down, go on for hours, and not have to worry how I'm gonna be feeling after or the day after. Um, so it's really important, especially because I work in the food industry, and most of my days are spent of me walking around on my feet, and I have struggled with back problems in the past because of that. So yeah, one of the better investments I did.
Yeah, because I was saying as well that signature 90-degree chair is what I literally am sitting on right now. Now, yes, I said that I literally bought this chair from Facebook Marketplace for £5, and it just goes to show that you can get a chair, whether it's good for your back or bad for your back, because it really depends on what you buy. And
Yes.
that is on my list of things to get, so that I personally am comfortable doing this and not have to worry about, like you said, the next day. Because I've sat in this chair for a good solid 7-8 hours, and it's been a case of the next day I'm like, oh my god, I feel like I'm a Minecraft player, like,
Yeah,
literally, like
it's very important.
100%. And that's one thing that I can definitely tell a lot of people that are thinking about starting a stream is really think about not just what you see on a screen, but what you're sitting on. Because if you're not comfortable,
Exactly.
the people can tell. The people can tell, and you can tell if you watch your own stream. Because you'll see the amount of times you fidget in your chair and you move, the fact that you can't stay still because you're not comfortable.
Exactly.
Make yourself comfortable, and your content will
Top priority.
flourish. Literally.
And take breaks. Healthy breaks every hour and a half. Get up, get moving around the house. That's something I learned from a friend of mine, Two Danny Gamers. He would literally stop the stream for 5 minutes every 1 hour, go around the house, encourage his viewers to do so as well. Just get up from that goddamn chair and move your body, stretch out. And
yeah, literally. Because even when I press the button to have a little break, and the 10-minute timer goes up, I don't immediately get up, but I always try and make a point of getting literally. Even if all you do is get up and do one of these bad boy stretches that everyone does when they just go, oh, like that.
Exactly.
That's all that it takes. Even if just do a little walk, do something, just get up, move. You haven't been built as a human being to sit all your life.
Nope.
So do some movement, but
move yourself.
Let's see what questions I have. Okay,
Ask away.
have you ever thought to yourself that, wow, I don't know what I'm going to stream later on, I don't know what to do? Like, have you ever hit a creator's block, and what did you do to get over it?
Oof. No, I never have.
Okay.
If anything, it's the opposite. I feel like I have way too much to do, way too much to play, and it's more like it has the reverse effect on, like, I have so much to put out, I have so much to do, I have so many games that I want to play that I'm like, fuck, I'm not gonna play anything. I'm gonna go to bed. That's it. It's the same effect you're talking about, but from an opposite side of it. I'm like, I have a list. I literally, I'm not even lying to you. I have a sticky note on my PC, on my computer, that has a list of over 70 games that I really want to play. Really want to play. I'm just trying to get through the games. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna stream this for fucking 12 hours and finish this game tonight, because tomorrow I want to start Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and the week after I want to start another game, and then I'm like, okay, listen up. I'm not streaming today. I'm going to bed. It's just
No, but
total panic.
that is quite literally a creator's block, because
It is.
whether you have too little of an idea of what you're going to do in comparison to having too many ideas and being overwhelmed by it,
Yeah,
it's just what it is.
absolutely.
You're blocked with what you want to do. But
So I learned that with time, that okay, just I'm not gonna stress about what I'm gonna play, because as I said before, it's not the important factor of the stream. But I will just have a good time with it. And if there's a game that I'm not enjoying, I'll just ditch it. I don't need to play it. I'll switch over to something else. I'm not afraid to stop a stream in the middle and like switch over to something else. I'm like, hey guys, I'm not finding this fun. Let's play something else. Because that's what's gonna keep me going. Even though you're enjoying chat and everything, but a big chunk of your brain is focused on the game as well. So if that is not enough engaging, I feel like people can see that. You know what I'm saying?
no, 100%.
So,
And again, if you're happy, your stream's happy. If you're sad, people ain't gonna like
Absolutely.
watching you.
yes, it goes the same as for the chair as well. If you're not comfortable, baby, you know,
Yeah, you're not
go
gonna have a
online and
happy
get
butt.
yourself comfortable.
You're not gonna have a happy butt.
Nope.
But what's something that you like you've always liked doing, so that regardless of whether you're gaming or you're on a just chatting, what is it that you always feel happy to go and do?
You mean on stream while I'm live?
Yes, on stream, yeah.
Chat, obviously. Chatting is just it's the heart of a stream. I really enjoy talking to chat, hearing about what they're going through, what's happening in their life, what their plans are, talking about video games, talking about food. I love talking about food, obviously, on stream. Anything that has to do with pop culture, anything that's trending, viral, stuff like that. I usually keep an eye out for that kind of stuff. So talking about the latest trends, especially things that have to do with like video games. Like, for example, yesterday I was playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and in the middle of that stream, Cyberpunk came up, and I was like, hey, I read an article about Cyberpunk today, that in the morning, that it was pulled from the PlayStation Store, and we were talking about that for like, I paused the game and we were talking about that for like 20 minutes. So that's like a big part of what I really enjoy. Just cracking jokes and having a good time, basically. That's the most fun part of the stream.
Chat interaction, yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it. I noticed that a lot of people, especially here on Twitch, are very afraid, and I'm not like afraid of using the word afraid, because they are literally afraid of talking over cutscenes in video games, or pausing the game for a minute to catch up on chat, or to say something that's on their mind and stuff like that. I'm like, no, you're getting this confused. You are the most important factor in this stream. People are here for you, not for the game. If I want to watch gameplay, by the way, I'd go on YouTube. I'd watch a playthrough, maybe with commentary, maybe without commentary, but I'd go on YouTube. This is not the right platform to be playing video games. Having a video game on stream is just like having background music. It's something that's running right there to fill in the blanks, to bring everything together. And it's a topic start, like it's a topic starter, you just get talking about it and stuff like that, and it gets reactions out of you. But I don't care about cutscenes. I mean, most of the games that I play on stream, I have no clue what's happening in the game most of the time. I'm telling you, it's like around 50 or 60% of the time, I have no clue what's happening, because I am more focused on chat rather than the game. Story-wise, obviously. So yeah, that's the thing.
So you mentioned that you like to play a lot of open world games.
Yes.
And you like a load of things. Now, obviously, we've seen your Assassin's Creed tattoo, which is, again, very cool. But
Thanks.
do you have any game collectibles? Or
No.
You do not. Now
I
that
don't.
does surprise me.
I don't.
Is there something that you've always like wanted and you thought, that's pretty cool. I wish I could have that somewhere, sort of thing?
See, the funny thing is, I would rather put my money towards buying games and getting better gear and stuff like that, rather than actually spending money on figurines and plushies and stuff like that. But it doesn't. I'm not saying that I won't be getting any soon. It's just that you know what, when you have like a list of things that you want to get, and there's this one thing that you're like, okay, I'm gonna get this next time. I'm gonna get this next time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this next time because I want to get this instead. And that's been that way for years, for years. But now you reminded me. Here, I'm gonna write this down.
Yes, taking those sticky notes. I was going to say, because if you played, like you said, open world games, and you like open world games, there is one collectible item that I've moderately recently got with the release of the game that is part one of what I'm hoping to be my collection of game memorabilia and items and just cool things that I just find cool. And that is a T-51B power helmet from Fallout. That is wearable.
Oh, nice.
And that is this bad
Show
boy
it off.
right here. And that is fully wearable.
Oh my god, that is beautiful. Holy shingles. Is it plastic?
Yeah, it's plastic.
It makes sense, it's plastic. What was I thinking? But that is so freaking cool, man.
And like, I can't remember how to turn on the light, but yeah, literally it's even got a voice changer and all sorts. But yeah, this visor, and you can actually put your head inside. So
that is so fucking cool.
I mean, maybe at some point in the future I might just have enough time / money to be able to make the full costume, but that'll be hella cool.
That's sick. That is sick. Really sick.
Oh, brilliant. But now this one's a really good question in my opinion. Like, I love seeing people's reaction to this. But
okay,
who in your opinion is severely underrated on Twitch? Like, who do you think that you've seen that you was like, why have they not got like 1 million viewers? Why are they so small? Why? Everyone should know about them. Why not?
there are a lot actually.
I know.
There are a lot of people, but again, more of the people that stand out to me is 50. I think 50 has everything that it takes to make it not big but huge. 50 is a sensation in my opinion. He's one of the people that I really look up to on Twitch, and yeah, I think that's the person that I think most deserves it. Even though there are a lot more, but yeah, he stands out more than anybody else, I believe, in my opinion.
Oh, see, that's nice, because obviously I've noticed that you have such a tight-knit friendship with 50 and Princess Lazy because of where they are in regards to where you were and how you are together now. And it's really nice to see that you've essentially just created yourself a nice Twitch family. And it's beautiful because, again, on this platform and on the internet, there is numerous people that do everything in their minds to go against that kind of love that is on this platform, and to see it flourish like the way it has here is really reassuring, and it makes me happy. So I'm really glad that you've got that.
Aww.
Honestly. And I have clicked that, really and I will be sending it to 50 to make him smile as well.
Aww. Oh, I appreciate that very much. You're awesome.
Nah, you're all right, honestly. But I have been quite literally asking you questions for such a long time. Now, this is the part of the show where I get to be a bit vulnerable because
Ooh.
I open up the floor to yourself, Jimmy.
Oh,
What would you like to know about me? Within reason, I will answer. Go.
okay.
Or if you'd like to have a bit more thinking time, we could always take some questions from chat for Jimmy.
Yeah, let the chat get in some questions while I ask you this first question. Let's do it. Let's do it at the same time. All right. So, what was, in your memory, the worst ever stream you've had so far?
My worst ever stream was
A stream that made you feel so disgusted and so infuriated.
Yeah, I know exactly which one it is. That is one of the last. Oh no, it was the last stream of my birthday week of streaming every day. Because, in my opinion, that was the worst stream I've ever done, and I feel ashamed for it. And the reason why is because I booked a whole week off of work so I could stream for my birthday. And I had a donation goal where if it was reached, I would have shaved my hair off. It wasn't reached. Obviously, I've still got my hair, but I'm thankful for all the donations. And I put we raised £500, and I bought myself a new PC case that cost me £200, and I just felt like a bit of an asshole, and I put the other £300 to breast cancer research because it's a charity that's close to my heart and my family. And
That's so nice.
The first day of that week of me streaming, I streamed for 16 hours. It wasn't a time capped thing. I just streamed for 12, and I realized, oh, I've been streaming for 12 hours, and I was planning to do a stream with SGT411 that actually came in chat earlier. That was going to be a 12-hour at the end for his birthday as well, and I was like, oh, okay, so I could do 12. It's not that bad. I might as well carry on and see how much more I can do. And because I hadn't planned it, and it was my first time doing a big stream, I didn't take any breaks. I didn't take any. I didn't stop to eat food. Like in general, I was just eating crap that was around my desk, and it killed me. Honestly, I was drained. And then for the remainder of that week, each day of streaming, you could just see the quality getting lower and lower and lower, and by the end of it, I literally mid-stream, I was like, guys, I feel ill, I can't be bothered, I don't even want to play this game, I just want to go to bed, I'm out. And to this day, I'm never going to do that again. I've vowed that if I'm going to do long-term streams, like long form streams, I'm going to plan them with breaks, with interaction with other people, and just,
as you should,
because it massively took a toll, and it made me ashamed to actually keep that video on the site, honestly.
Yeah, that sounds really gnarly. I had a similar experience, actually, not as bad as yours, but I tried a few times to go for a 12-hour stream. I never really did make it through, and there was this one time that I was I think I was celebrating something. I'm not really sure what it was, that I came so close to making it to 12 hours at the 10-hour mark, and I just kept on pushing and kept on pushing, and the time was not moving, and I was literally devastated and super tired. It was like around 11 a.m. in the morning already, and I was like so tired. And then I just quit. I was like, hey guys, I'm not gonna make it to 12 hours tonight. I made it to like close to 11. I was like, I am done. I'm never doing this again unless it's planned with breaks, as you said. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So hard. There are a lot of people that do this on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I know a person that streams 12 to 16 hours a day, every day. Like, no matter when I'm on, I see them live and they've been going for like 6, 7, 10, 11, 12 hours. Like, how do you do this? Oh my God, what?
I want your energy.
What's your secret, man? What the heck? How can you play one game for so long? Also, what's up? Jesus.
100%. I can relate to that massively.
Yeah.
I've got a couple that I'm like, this is your third 12-hour stream this week, and you just look like you've just woken up and you're ready to go. Like,
yeah,
no,
exactly.
give me your energy. I don't like it.
What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you, man?
But oh, actually, we've got a question from the audience. From TCA Bleach. Jimmy, what is your favorite game?
I think
far?
my favorite franchise. The first spot is shared between two franchises, and it's Tomb Raider and Assassin's Creed. And I'll explain. The Tomb Raider games, and it's excluding the recent trilogy, the 2013 reboot, 2015 and 2019 titles, because they are cool games, but they rebooted the series in the wrong way. They just took the whole character and the story and threw it out the window and just made something that's not remotely it doesn't do the original games justice. But I'm talking about the 1996 titles, the remakes in 2007, the trilogy of 2006, 7, and 8. So good. That's my favorite franchise, and it is one of my favorites because it has a great amount of exploration. It's not open world, and it's filled with puzzles, and they're hard. Like, you have to like crank it up to just like try to figure it out and stuff like that. It's not like one of those puzzles that you have to like move a few things and then you're good. It's just like you have to think, and it's physics and stuff like that, and it's a lot of fun, super engaging. And the reason I like the Assassin's Creed franchise is that I've always been a fan of history, and as you know, each game is basically placed in a different historical event, and obviously a big part of that is also fiction, but still taking you to Paris during the French Revolution, taking you to Egypt, to ancient Egypt, ancient Greece. I mean, Italy back when the game took place. It's just so engaging, so much fun. The parkour is amazing. There is a lot of stealth mechanics, which I really enjoy. By the way, also my favorite, one of my favorite franchises is Hitman franchise for that very reason. And it's just all in all a very engaging open world experience, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. That's it. Super cool. My favorite game out of that franchise, by the way, is Assassin's Creed Unity, which is the specific the specific symbol that I have on my neck, that happened during the French Revolution. It's just a gem of a game.
Interesting. I thought you would have been were you a fan of Black Flag?
Yes, but it is definitely not my favorite out of the franchise. Black Flag was nice, but it took things out of context, a little bit out of context, story wise, because it wasn't so much assassins as much as pirates. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
So they kind of strayed out of the thing, which is what's happening again with the latest games like Origins and Odyssey. Valhalla, I just started playing it yesterday, so I can't really tell. But it was fun. I can't say that I didn't spend 60 hours in it, but it's not my favorite because, as I said, it's just a lot of it's a lot of naval combat as well, which is fine. Like it's fun, but I mean, give me to assassinate people, give me that kind of stuff. By the way, when I was playing yesterday, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, if you're familiar with the franchise, you know that the past couple of games did not have the hidden blades,
No.
which is a signature weapon in the game. And yesterday in Valhalla, one of the last scenes that happened before I ended the stream was me getting the the hidden blades, and that was such a moment. I was so overjoyed.
Ooh.
It
Oh, I
was
didn't
almost
know
when
that.
like, oh, actually, I'm not gonna say that because you haven't played God of War yet. But yeah, there's also a moment in God of War that's very similar.
Okay.
But yeah, that threw me back to God
Oh,
of War.
interesting. Right, I didn't know they brought it back. That's really cool.
They talked about it during the gameplay trailers, I believe, and when they showed the game at was it E3 or something else, like some kind of convention. Um, but fuck, it's so good. It's so good. I've really enjoyed my time in it so far.
Yeah, that is something that I've been wanting to get into myself, but I haven't got the graphics power currently, so
Take your time, but you know you're
fingers
gonna get
crossed.
there.
Yeah.
What's your
hopefully-
favorite?
What's my favorite game? Oh
Yeah.
my lord.
Hard question.
Okay, I'm gonna have to say Minecraft.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, that makes
because the amount of time that I've spent on Minecraft and just the freedom that I have with it is just, I love it. Yeah, it's
I
the
get
one
that.
game I've played continuously since it's been released, and I played it when it was a download from a forum, and the only thing you could place down was stone, grass, and sand. No, wood. There we go. Wood. There's literally that's all you could do, and it was just a flat world, and that's it. But yeah, Maple Story.
Get that. Ooh, Maple Story. I never played it. I have it. But I actually
it
did
down.
spend a lot of years playing Minecraft, by the way, back when it was more popular than today. And the Sims games. Minecraft and The Sims were my main focus on my YouTube channel at the very beginning.
Oh,
Yes.
interesting. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
Edu, you wanted to ask a question earlier, was it?
Oh yeah, sure it was.
Yes. You got one. Go for it.
Oh yeah, it said I want to ask something. Have a channel points redemption in which you read a highlighted funny comment on any of your videos. You should save them in advance to spare the live search.
I actually have that written down. That's a nice idea, Shedu. Real cool idea.
So right, explain that to me, because that's kind of a little bit. It's thrown me off a little bit. I don't know.
So you're
how
saying
to
that I
take
should
it.
be have a points redemption, where if somebody redeems it, I will be reading a random bad comment that I got. Like, you remember when I talked about how I got really bad comments on my the first TV show that I did and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
That's really cool.
like, having a good laugh about it. Yeah, that's a really nice idea.
That's a nice way to turn something around as well. Yeah, I like that. Huh. Oh, he's got another question. What brought you to Twitch? What made you consider streaming? And what drove you to press that go live button for the first time? Oh my god, that's one of my questions. I forgot. I've completely skipped over it. Yeah, what made you press the go live button the first time?
We kind of did cover it. But for the very first time back like 7 years ago, I think it was just fun. It was just fun, and it felt like it's a little bit less work than actually putting out YouTube content. Speaking of the period of time where I used to create solely YouTube content, and I was like, okay, maybe I should start streaming as well, and I could just like put this content out and do it. But if you ask me this question about earlier this year when I made a comeback to streaming, I think it's just out of boredom, and I feel like the COVID situation, it had an effect on people with the social distancing, that you're craving some social interaction. You know what I'm saying? Because of
Literally.
the lockdowns and everything, and I was just like playing video games, and either way, I was like, why don't I stream this and have some human interaction at the same time? So I found it only appropriate that I smash that go live button and fuck shit up.
Good. That's been the case for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm totally hooked.
Shadow Dev, 7 years ago. What did you have back then? Right, Shadow, you actually came in to you came in rather late on the stream. You didn't come in first of all because we covered that question, but have no worries, my friend, have no worries, because this entire stream will be available to be watched on YouTube.
Yes.
It shall be uploaded, maybe not tonight,
Fully.
but tomorrow, and the whole thing uninterrupted on my YouTube channel until I manage to find myself a editor that will be able to edit some videos and condense them down. But that's somewhere in the future, because I've tried to edit a video and I hurt afterwards, to say the least. But yeah, the whole thing from start to finish is going to be on YouTube, my channel, the 8th1_archive, and that's where all
I'll
the
be sharing the
long-form-
link on this once it does go up. So
Awesome,
no worries
that's
about
perfect.
yes.
But yeah, the full length one's going to be in the 8th1 archive. That's where I'm going to be putting all of the long form content, and anything that's condensed down will be going on our main channel, which is just the 8th one. But yeah, links are going to be shared out as soon as it is live. And for those that have enjoyed Jimmy and you are watching this on YouTube, I'm going to post every single one of these links that I can find below. So check
If you need
him
anything,
out.
hit me up.
Will do. Don't worry about that. I certainly will. But honestly, check him out. Go check out one of his streams. He is an absolute blast. The first time I came into his stream, like he said earlier on, I pressed that follow button, and he said, "Welcome to the Bone Camp," and that
Yes.
put a smile on my face, because I love innuendos, and the fact that that's the first thing he said to me just made me happy. So yes, 100%, check him out. Links down below. If you like me, follow me as well. My links are going to be down below as well. But
Yes.
this
You
has
deserve
been this has
This has been
epi-
so much fun. I really
Honestly.
appreciate you wanting to know more about me and having me on here. And this idea of Infectious Thoughts is right on. Keep doing what you're doing, man. This is awesome. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, I appreciate you for having me. I really do.
Hey man, you're an interesting character, and like I said, you put a smile on my face within 2 minutes of me being into your stream. So when I got the opportunity to ask you on here to have a sit down and just really pick at you, just to please my curiosity, I jumped on that opportunity. And honestly, thank you for saying yes. Thank you for being here. And
No, thank you for having me. Come on.
I had an absolute blast. It's honestly been
Absolutely,
really
it
great.
was a lot of fun.
And that has been the entirety of Infectious Thoughts, episode 9. So
Yes.
for now, people, we're going to say goodbye. We're going to go to the ending screen, and we're going to find someone to raid. So for myself and from Wishbone here, Jimmy, we're going to say goodbye, and we'll see you in our next streams. Links down below. Check us out, and peace out.
Peace, guys. Thank you for being here. I